On this episode of China Uncensored, China has just built a ginormous bridge connecting the Chinese mainland with Hong Kong and Macau. Good for drivers, so-so for freedom. Actually, not that good for drivers either. Hi, welcome back to China Uncensored. I'm your host, Chris Chappell. The 홍콩-주하이-마카오 bridge officially opened to the public on Tuesday. Chinese leader Xi Jinping even made a special trip to attend the ceremony, coming all the way from the 100-acre wood. Yay for me. Now, the 홍콩-주haI-Macaо bridge is the world's longest sea bridge, 34 miles end to end. It's been dubbed the Bridge of Death. Sorry, that's not as metal as it sounds. They call it that because so many construction workers died making it. At least 19 people were killed and hundreds seriously injured. Also, the bridge was completed 2 years past deadline and nearly $1.5 billion over budget. But never mind all the financial problems and dead people, the bridge will be good for the economy.
It's envisaged that the collaboration between Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau in terms of trade, finance, logistics, and tourism will be strengthened. Hong Kong will assume a more proactive role in the development of the Greater Bay Area.
The Greater Bay Area is a hub made up of 9 cities in mainland China's Guangdong province: Shenzhen, Huizhou, Dongguan, Guangzhou, Foshan, Jiaoqing, Jiangmen, Zhongshan, and Zhuhai, along with the 2 special administrative regions of Macau and Hong Kong. Compared to other Bay Areas like Tokyo, New York, and San Francisco, China's Greater Bay Area has by far the largest population, but the lowest GDP per capita. Speaking of the economy, the cost of the bridge was originally estimated to break even after 36 years. But like I said earlier, it's just a tad over budget, plus it looks like they may have overestimated how many people would be using the bridge, so it'll take a little longer. One Chinese professor says it could take more than 72 years. 72 years. By that time, I'll have almost finished paying off my student loans. The official reason for the bridge is to reduce trade barriers by being a faster and simpler way to travel between cities in the region. Granted, it's not quite as simple as crossing a bridge in, say, the San Francisco Bay Area, where all you need is one of those fast-track devices behind your windshield. Because to cross the 홍콩-주하이-Macao bridge, you need 3 separate permits, each of which has a completely different application process. The process is so convoluted that the government had to make this 2.5-minute animated video just to explain it. Oh, and did I mention that in addition to the 3 separate permits, you also need separate vehicle insurance for each of the 3 regions, and you have to reserve a parking space at least 12 hours in advance.
It's as simple and convenient.
But the good news is that most people won't even have to deal with all of those permit and insurance issues because in Hong Kong, they're capping the number of private cars that can use the bridge at 10,000. Who's eligible to apply? Hong Kong tech companies who pay a certain amount of taxes in mainland China. If you're a Hong Kong resident, you can also either donate 5 million yuan, that's more than $700,000 in mainland China, or you can be a member of the National People's Congress or the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference at national, provincial, prefecture, and county levels of Guangdong Province. I guess the People's Republic didn't exactly build the People's Bridge. For other, less elite Hong Kongers, you can still take the shuttle buses that will be going across the bridge, but you might be better off just taking the ferry, especially when you factor in all the bridge-related construction scandals, like the one in which a former technician admitted to faking the quality test results of concrete because he was just lazy. Or when in 2016, officials admitted that technical problems had caused drifting of an artificial island that housed facilities for the bridge. Or when aerial photos emerged showing that interlocking concrete blocks placed around the edges of the island had drifted away. But you know what they say in China, safety schmafety. What's that, Shelley? Okay, I'm being told no one in China says that, at least not out loud. But they do have a common saying, 差不多, which means good enough. And for the sake of all the people who will be crossing that bridge, I hope it is. But despite all the things that make the 홍콩-주하이-마카오 bridge so great, some people still have concerns. And Hong Kongers, with their dangerous freedom of speech, are even so reckless as to express their concerns in public. Like Hong Kong lawmaker Claudia Mo. The bridge is a waste of money, she told CNN. When it comes to linking the mainland to Hong Kong, we have air, sea, and land linkages already. Why do we need this extra project? I mean, sure, those billions of dollars could have been spent on things like affordable housing or fixing Hong Kong's outdated water management system. But I think the answer to Mo's question is pretty obvious, because she goes on to explain it herself. The bridge links Hong Kong to China almost like an umbilical cord. You see it, and you know you're linked up to the motherland. And motherland always knows best. What better way to integrate Hong Kong and Macau into the political system of mainland China than by making it easy and seamless to travel between them? Soon, borders will disappear, along with Hong Kong's pesky freedoms. I guess it's a good thing they still have some work to do on the ease of use front. So what do you think about the new 홍콩-주하이-마카오 bridge? Leave your comments below. And before we go, it's time to answer a question from a fan of China Uncensored who contributes to us through the crowdfunding website Patreon. Carl Diaz asks, what is China's best outcome for the midterm election? Interesting question, Carl. I'd say the Chinese Communist Party wants Democrats to win majorities in the House and Senate in the U.S. midterms. But it's not because they like Democrats better. They just believe it would make it harder for Trump to get things done. They're right, but not in the way that matters most to them. Because while Trump would have to fight a Democratic Congress harder on most of his domestic policies, there's already widespread bipartisan support for most of Trump's tactics for dealing with the Chinese regime, including those trade tariffs. In fact, criticizing the Chinese regime has become one of the few unifying positions in U.S. politics. The fact is, the Chinese Communist Party is confused by Trump. They expected him to talk tough on China as a presidential candidate, like other past candidates, but then soften his stance when he became the president, like other past presidents. And at first, it looked like that might happen. But now, it's pretty clear that the Trump administration is changing the U.S. approach to China. And the Chinese Communist Party is not sure how to handle this. So they may not criticize Trump directly, but they sure want to undermine him. Thanks for your question, Carl. And remember, you too can have your question answered on China Uncensored when you become a Patreon supporter. Join us at patreon.com/China Uncensored and contribute $1 or more per episode. Thanks for watching China Uncensored. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time.